Already going, Joe.
Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And I don't have my lower thirds on.
And you're listening to Just Cool Enough. And okay, let's see. That's a critical fail.
That was your initiative roll, Eric?
No, that was my damage because that was a D12. This is my D20 roll. 11 plus so that'll be a hit.
The goblin impales you. No, the goblin impales you with his teeth.
The goblin runs at me, but before he impales me, he goes, "Oh, you washed your dick? Good job!" and high fives me.
Little high five. That was if you wash your dick, you get a chance, an extra chance to hit.
You get pluses. You get plus defense to goblin attacks if you washed your dick.
All that.
But if you don't, you get negatives against attracting women for the evening.
Yeah.
Actually, if you just reference D&D and all, you get negative against.
Well, unless you're at a game con.
I went to one of those.
Yeah, I saw that. I was slightly jealous because they were like handing out 5th edition monster manuals to people, and I was like, fuck!
Oh, damn. I didn't even realize it. So I've been on vacation for the last, 1 week. I had a shit ton of business to do. Business time! And then I went on vacation the week after, and as I was passing through, driving back from Atlanta and the South, where there's brown cars, I stumbled upon Indianapolis to kind of just take a quick break in the drive before we get to Michigan, and I'm like, holy shit, why are all these... This guy has a neck beard, and this guy has a neck beard, and this guy has a neck... And this girl's dressed up! What the hell's going on?
You just happened to stumble upon Gen Con, the biggest gaming, like traditional gaming event in the country, basically.
Yeah. Had no idea. The 2 years I lived in Indianapolis, I was like, gotta go to that. Totally didn't. And then I stumble upon it as I'm driving home from vacation. I'm like, Sarah, can we please go to Gen Con? She's like, sure. But she kind of, I'm sure she felt a little bit guilty because, because I was planning on driving a tank and crushing a car, but that didn't happen because of bad planning on my part. And then I was planning on riding a zip line in like the largest cave in the world, but that didn't happen because of bad planning on my part. So I was kind of feeling shitty about the vacation. I'm like, I guess I'll just take a tour of the CNN Center in Atlanta. Wah. Like see how the sausage is being made in the newsrooms.
That sounds like the most boring dad vacation. It's like, hey kids, I know how much you guys like Disneyland. Well, I'll show you what's really good. Owned by Disney, the CNN. I don't know if they're owned by Disney. They're owned, yeah. You might not see Mickey Mouse, but you might see Wolf Blitzer.
I don't like CNN or anything like that, but I have a general interest in production. And yeah. I was like, Sarah, can I please do this, please? She's like, our hotel was connected to the CNN Center, so it's like, all right, yeah, let's just go do it. Waste 40 minutes or $50 or whatever.
Seeing how it's made, seeing how live television's made, it's really interesting. But you're right, CNN is hot garbage.
It's total garbage, and I don't mean. Yeah, I mean all those networks, they all suck. Get your news from the internet and everything. They
all suck in their own way, but CNN sucks in such a special way. Such a perfect way.
But if you had to, somebody was gonna cut your dick off with a warm butter knife. And you get to pick one of the major news networks. What one would you pick?
Get my dick cut off.
Yeah. And what am I picking?
CNN, Fox News, or what's another one?
You're gonna get your dick cut off. Pick a news network.
Yeah, but my question is not which
MSNBC.
news network. My question is, what am I picking? Am I picking one to go away, one to be the only one to just it's just pick
one or
Mary kill
gets cut off.
Oh,
pick one and you get
marry one.
You're terrible at these hypothetical games.
I'm not good at hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, if you got your dick cut off, which news station would you pick?
That is exactly what you said.
This is what I said, but in my mind I was picturing you have to sit there and watch it for
Clockwork Orange style?
Yeah, okay, Clockwork Orange style. You have to sit there and watch it.
You're strapped to the chair, and it's like, no, not Beethoven. Why would you ruin Beethoven?
Right, exactly. And
Mozart
and your
played
teddy bear
movies.
gets
That was
raped
the
in
worst
front of
movie
you.
ever, Beethoven.
Hmm?
You have
If
to
I
watch
had to,
Beethoven.
I don't know.
Dog. Jeez.
I mean, if I had to watch one, I'll watch Al Jazeera because they seem
That's
balanced.
probably, yeah. Or I would do BBC or Al Jazeera definitely.
Well, the BBC is not a news station. It's
Yeah, I know, but the Brits do a pretty good job.
yeah. You're like, if I could pick one, I would pick the one that has Doctor Who and Top Gear and stuff. That's not the same. It's like
There's a
if I
BBC
could
News
pick one,
channel.
If I
There's
could only
BBC
pick
News
one
International.
channel, I'd pick probably
Eric.
Cartoon Network.
Eric, I know this is hard for you to grasp, but the BBC.
You didn't specify. You just said BBC. You just said
I'm not gonna.
BBC.
BBC Two. Okay, that's like the soap opera channel or whatever. I'm saying like the International News Network. This is a shitty question. Fuck it. But this is a dad conversation anyway. You're talking about my dad vacation.
Yeah.
This is the whole dad conversation. Like, what? Where are news network? I'm turning into a dad. I don't have kids or anything, but all my.
That is quite a ball of twine, kids. Huh. Look at that.
Guys, let's check. We're gonna pull over and take a look at Abraham Lincoln's birthplace here.
Hey, with a frying pan that big, maybe I could get your mother to cook. Huh? Kids? Your mom's a bad cook, is what I'm saying. Huh?
Oh, it looks like they're missing a brick there. Maybe you could use one of your mom's brownies there to fill in the brick in the house there.
No, kids, get an Instagram of me holding up this building. It's leaning, and I'm the only one holding it up, kids.
These are all the things I want to do,
Instagram.
Eric. But without kids.
Just somebody else's kids. Hey,
Somebody else's kid.
Do it for my kid.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh my gosh, I got blown away by like an aquarium. Like that's how boring my life is nowadays. No, seriously though, if you're in Atlanta, go check out that giant aquarium in Atlanta. It's called like the Georgia Aquarium. It's legitimately cool. I'm like, look at all these sea creatures. I didn't even know the sea had this. I thought it was all fish sticks and whales. And there's all these other kinds of new fish floating around and
All them newfangled fish you kids have these days.
back in my day.
We only had two kinds of fish.
Sarah kept getting to try.
One of
She
them
was
was
like, she's like,
dead.
"Go touch the shark. Like they have like the open
Nurse
pond where you
shark or
can pet
whatever.
things. Yeah, I'm like, fuck no. She's like, just touch it. It's nature. You'll love it. I'm like, you know how people feel about public speaking? That's how I feel about touching nature. I fucking hate it. Like I get nervous. I get sweaty. I fucking hate it. I'm not gonna do it. And then
Joe, if you had to get your dick cut off, what type of sea creature would you touch?
what kind of nature would you pick?
I'm not really good at on the spot kind of things, guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was pretty much a vacation. It was a bunch of me asking questions, theoretical questions for 11 hours in a car ride.
What did you see at Gen Con?
Oh yeah, so I went to Gen Con and
Oh, there's that thing too, yeah.
saw a bunch of fucking nerds eating a bunch of meat at Fogo de Chao, or this, like, I've never felt like more of a glutton.
Is that a Star Wars character I don't know about? Is he
Fogo de
expanded
Chao
universe?
Calapoto.
I don't know. I haven't read any of the expanded universe. Fogo de Chao, is he like a bounty hunter who specializes in poisons? He's from the planet Zlakba.
So it's a Brazilian meat place, so imagine a bunch of people. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, and a bunch of people walk around with spits of meat and just cut up. You have like a piece of paper on your table, and you flip it over and turn it to green when you want more food. And the people just come by and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's meat time!" And they just sit there and slice off pieces of meat. And you're like, "I want medium," and they're like, "I want medium rare," and they just keep slicing it off. I've never felt more of a glutton and just a fat.
I'm sorry, we're out
it
of
was
that meat.
totally first world problem.
Can I just say, I know I make a lot of jokes on this show, but seriously, that sounds like the greatest restaurant I've ever heard of. where people bring you meat, and they only like because I love being brought meat, but I don't like interacting with people. So if all I have to do is turn a piece of paper to green, and then they just start shoveling, and then I don't have to make eye contact with them. This is. I'm already Googling. I'm checking out where the nearest Fogo de Chao is.
Did you spell it right? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yeah. It's Fogo de Chao.
There's one in Beverly Hills. Not that, not as. It's kind of far away.
Now the cuts of meat are not the best quality in the world. They're not bad, but they're not like the most top-notch cuts of meat. But going there is like, you go there and you're gonna get the meat sweats. So you flip over to Green and they just sit there and just cut a bunch of meat on their plate. Hey, you want this pork and Parmesan?
Guys,
sure.
I know we haven't done a show in 2 weeks, but I could be there in 25 minutes, so I'm just gonna go.
You should take your date there, dude.
I don't have a date.
Then why did you wash your dick?
Because I always wash. It's a good habit. It's
no.
I don't want to get like a
this
fucking
is the
like
same
diaper
bullshit.
rash.
Like people are afraid of microbes, dude. You gotta let the microbes build up. And so it'll form a protective barrier around your dick. Like everybody's all bitching about what are those things that they have in Activia yogurt?
Yeah, you don't wash your dick. It forms a protective barrier, so no other human being will ever touch it. You're right.
Yeah. No, seriously, it keeps you safe. You need that.
Best way, best birth control. Nobody will touch it. Better than abstinence.
Okay. Dining experience at Fogo de Chao. Step 1. Sit down, relax, and enjoy a drink while we explain the Fogo dining experience.
Check.
Step 2. Visit our gourmet salad and sides bar. Nope.
Hey, quick tip. Hold on. There's
fresh
side
cut
bar
vegetables, imported cheeses, and cured meats. Oh, see, they say... I heard salad bar, and I like salad just fine, but no thank you, I'm here for the meats. And they're like, our salad bar is filled with meat and cheese. Okay, I'm already double on board. I didn't think I could get more on board, but I'm on board.
So hold on. Because Sarah was like, you want to check out the salad bar? I was like, fuck no! What do you think this is? This is a meat place! And she was like, look at it, Joe. Look at it. I'm looking, and I'm like, what are all those red things over there?
How dare you say the S word? That is profanity, sacrilege.
I like salad just fine. I'll go to town on a chicken Caesar salad.
But you're going to this meat place.
But I would be going there specifically for meats.
You don't want to you don't even want to fuck up
their salad bar is imported meats and cheeses. That's
right.
That's amazing. I'm on board. I can't tell you how much I want to go to this right now.
Okay, continue on then.
Step 3. Turn your card to green side up, signaling that you're ready for our chefs to begin table side service.
This is first world. Like they should hashtag first world as soon as you do this.
If I can do all of this dressed in a toga, lying on a chaise lounge as a very tan small boy feeds me grapes, this is the best. Like I just want to go full on Caligula Roman Empire on this place. And it seems like it's designed specifically for that.
It really is. You could probably get away with that, actually. There was, like, the dress code isn't, like, hoity-toity because there's a bunch of people stuffing meat in their mouth. You could just go in there in T-shirt and
hobbits and fucking...
well, that's how it was because that's exactly, like, I'm, like, at Gen Con, I'm like, that guy looks like a game developer. I'm like, that guy looks like he plays D&D. What the... and like, because we were there as soon as it opened at like 11:30, and so people started filtering in, and it was just kind of amazing. There were so many TF2 engineers dressed up over there in cosplay, and it was just great. It was a good time. But so yeah, definitely.
Building a dispenser here.
That's exact. I was saying that. And Sarah was like, "Oh, is this how BlizzCon was?" I was like, "BlizzCon was like this, except people knew who I was. It was amazing. There was a cool feeling." She's like, "Really?" And she kept asking me all this stuff.
Nobody knew who you were. Don't lie.
You shut. Okay, you're right. There was like 3 people, but still, people knew who I was, and then asked for Eric.
No, so never happened. Never happened.
You're right. Okay. Anyway,
it certainly didn't happen.
They were asking about me. You just didn't want to.
It certainly didn't happen that I was too chicken shit to talk to a girl. So you talked to her for me, and then he asked about me because she didn't know who I was, and I was standing right there. And then I said, no, he died in a plane crash and ran away.
And then as he peed his pants, he ran away. That's what happened.
He died.
But there was so much Midwestern like con boobage, just like girls in corsets that don't belong in the skimpy outfits that they're in. Like, you know, if you're big, whatever, you deal with it. But there was some things that were just outlandish and wrong. I'm like, just train wrecks. That means it was a good time, right? I didn't know it was all board gaming, but it was really good that I played some D&D and with you guys, because it was it let me kind of appreciate what these things were about a little bit. It was a good time. It was really fun. I took a picture with one of the sand people, and I told them, "Hey, if anybody calls you a sand person, let me know."
They're Tuscan Raiders. Sand people's a really fucking offensive term for them. I mean,
listen, I'm trying to change, dude. All right, I understand. It's part of my vernacular, and I just it's tough. And also, I fucking hate sand people. They fucking killed all those innocent people.
They were framed by the Empire. No, sand people don't fire this accurately.
Look at the satellite imagery. There were clearly weapons of mass destruction.
Look, sir, droids, okay? Step 4, choose from the 16 cuts of delectable fire-roasted meats that are brought to your table, sliced and served by our chefs. Step 5, when you're satisfied, flip the disc to red. So I don't even have to speak to them. They come up, I point and grunt at what meats I want, and they start scooping until I turn a card red. This is the greatest, because I am so autistic. It's not even funny sometimes.
All you need is like they give you these little tongs so you don't put your dirty ass fork and knife like on the meat. Your dirty dick, fork, and knife. All you have to do is green and point, and then you take your little meat tongs and you just take it right off the spit. It's like I said, I never felt like more of a glutton or more of like this is everything that's wrong with everything right now, like total excess. But also it was like when you're on vacation, you make new rules for yourself. You're just like, well, you know, I had like 13 chocolate brownies, but fuck it, it's vacation.
This is Joe's fitness pal over break, because I was watching. I was like, I wonder if he's posting anything. Joe's fitness entry, vacation. Yeah, that's all he posted for his calories. Vacation.
Joe ate 15,000 calories this morning.
I was gonna log in and just put 4 double downs on every meal for the week, but KFC double downs. That's what I'm referring to, people. Not the grilled one, the fried ones. But my tablet broke. I had no internet because I was out in the mountains for a while, and yeah, it was just like everything was lining up. My Fitbit, look at my Fitbit, dude. You remember that scene in the end of Full Metal Jacket where they're like, shoot me, like the sniper lady? Like, here we go, ready? Fitbit. Shoot me! It used to be a wristwatch. And now it's just like, God. I'm sorry, Fitbit. My Fitbit died, my tablet died, all my technology, like, I didn't have any internet access. All I had was a shitty BlackBerry, which couldn't do shit. I was like, fuck it. Everything's telling me not to give a shit about anything. I'm just riding this thing out. And I just drove my car through the mountains, and it was wonderful.
Well, you missed a couple of things. Turns out the race war started, and also apparently people like wasting buckets of ice water by dumping it all over themselves because in promotion of Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, that's baseball disease.
Yeah. No.
So what? Like everybody's dumping ice on their self because
ice water. It's a bucket of ice water. So a lot of people are. California's in a drought, so it's awkward. But it's weird. It's like this, like it's not enough water to be a wet T-shirt contest. So it's like it's not quite, So
Oh man, but so like everybody's dumping water on themselves to support Major League Baseball, and it,
All right, so I have a 2-second rant here because I did some math the other day using the statistics of the amount of adults in the United States that use social media. It was some huge number, and I calculated it down to like if let's say 20% of those people are out of the 70 use Facebook or participate in the LS challenge. Now I had friends who literally went out so that they did not have to do the challenge, went out and bought the ice for the ice water challenge, bought the bag of ice so they didn't have to donate the money. And I was like, if you just took the money that you put towards a bag of ice and put that as your donation, if every person, let's say 20% of Facebook users did that, they would make more money than people who would just who would choose to opt out.
I think this is...
It's this whole balance between like fucking doing something important and awareness. This sort of weird like this vague thing that people call awareness. We're raising awareness. That doesn't mean we're raising money. We're just making people aware of a thing. And it's like, yeah, we know that breast cancer is a thing. You don't like. We know that AIDS is a thing. Like, it's awareness isn't exactly the problem. Like, so it's
like, yeah,
what,
I mean, like,
what does that even mean?
I'm totally contradicting.
I like that video on Facebook, so we stopped that African genocide, right?
Right, exactly. And I'm totally in the contradiction. I was challenged to do the ice bucket thing. They're like, you got 24 hours. I was like, fuck off, to my cousin.
Yeah,
he challenged me, and I'm like, I'm not going to pour ice on my head. You know, like, I'll just fucking donate money or something. But I'm not going to get guilted into it. You know, like, I don't know anything about this organization, and I'm not going to get peer pressure
part of your fucking
money.
I don't want to be part of your fucking Arctic bucket fucking chain letter bullshit.
Yeah,
sign this chain letter to 5 of your friends, otherwise you have bad luck.
I know, right? If this baby gets enough prayers, he's gonna go right to heaven. Sorry, dead baby.
Yeah.
You're going straight to hell.
If you see this picture on the front page of 4chan, then it's blah 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 blah.
It's a shame that this girl died. What a shame. It was such a shame that girl died, Eric.
What?
No, it was a shame.
I
Anyway,
don't know what you're talking about.
There was a thing on 4chan that was about it.
Well, if you get a chance and you're looking for something fun, I'm going to cut you off, Joe, just because I'm sure we're about to switch.
Yeah.
You should take a chance to go on Facebook and look up Ice Bucket Challenge Fail. And it's people that have attempted to dump like buckets of ice on their head or have somebody do it off like the top of a porch. And like they drop the entire bucket corner first on the person's head, or they fall down in the shower.
Oh yeah, I watched this baby get her clocks cleaned. Like she was just walking in front, and like they were dumping like a Rubbermaid 50-gallon bucket, like it's a trash can, and it like hit this baby in the face. I was like, oh, that's brain damage. Now we're gonna have to raise money for this little girl. Like she got hurt in the ice bucket challenge, so now we're gonna pour hot coals on her feet to raise awareness for this this vegetable child, for brain damage for children. I'm like, oh my gosh, what part of your body are we gonna have to mutilate next? Like,
it's the scrotum piercing challenge.
Oh God, you had to go right for the genitals, right?
It's the Prince Albert challenge. That's where you get the penis piercing that goes like. Yeah.
I'm gonna Prince Albert my penis, so to raise awareness that the lemon farmers in South America are underpaid.
Yeah, you're like
this is for living wages for all Americans. It's the flamethrower challenge.
I'm stapling my scrotum to my taint to raise awareness for the fact that a lot of orange juice comes from oranges grown in Cuba and not Florida, and I think that's bullshit. Ka-chunk.
Shit. This is the break your arm challenge. Yeah. This is supporting local food banks and not supporting national food.
So I want to know, because we don't get too many emails. If anybody out there's listening, you can email us.
You plugged an ice bucket challenge. Thanks. I'm gonna just plug Lisa Foyle's one because she does it in a bikini top. So that's why she's an attractive lady in a bikini top. You get to see
Yeah. Well, I want to hear people's best, worst challenges that they can come up with.
Oh, God.
Yeah, email us, the show at justcoolenough.com, and tell us what your best idea for a terrible challenge to force upon people to raise awareness for something that is horseshit.
Mine is going to be...
Raise awareness for horseshit. Like, I'm going to shove my face in the horseshit to raise awareness for the growing amount of horseshit.
I'm going to raise awareness on methane gases produced by cows by sliding on this slide that's covered in razor blades into a pool of iodine. Oh, God! Why? All right, support the methane gas line. Okay, but now a little cherry on top for the ice bucket challenge, and I researched the story to make sure it wasn't a joke. The co-founder of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has drowned at the age of 27. This is a live story that broke like right before the show. He decided to go diving at 2 a.m. off the coast, East Coast in Massachusetts, and he actually broke his neck and died.
So he didn't drown.
I want to raise awareness about jumping in the water and breaking the neck challenge.
Maybe he was just trying to raise awareness to the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah, our next challenge is to go on Facebook and yell at any family members or friends posting Ice Bucket Challenge things to raise awareness for people who break their necks diving into the ocean.
I think we should start the dive into a short pool challenge.
Yeah.
Diving into the deep end? No, not the deep end. The shallow end. I'm going to dive into the shallow end to bring awareness to organic. I'm going to high
jump into an empty pool to raise awareness that I think the ice bucket challenge is stupid.
But so like okay, so part of it gives me the warm and fuzzies. Part of me is like, but something just smells funny about it, right? And it's not your stinky dick, Eric. It's
I washed it. We covered this very clearly that it was washed.
I don't believe you. Proofer doesn't count, or picture doesn't count.
Picture? That's not gonna prove anything.
Yeah, unless there's like stink lines and a fly, which
those have been photoshopped on with poor drawings.
Yeah.
You gotta look really closely to see if it was photoshopped. You got like manure and a fly next to your dick. Like, why is there manure there? It's like it was part. It was I was staging.
Why is there a cartoon? Why is the emoji for shit with eyeballs on your dick? Speaking of emails, which I mentioned 3 minutes ago, we do have emails.
No way.
Yeah,
People don't do that shit.
too.
When you don't do a show for a month, they tend to stack up. The 3 emails we get stack up.
Well, how would people email the show? That's what I would need to know.
Well, they probably
email address, probably.
Yeah.
Asshole.
They probably send it to the show at justcoolenough.com, which is our email address, and has been since the beginning, except for that part of time where it wasn't, but still.
But pretty much the beginning. For like most of the episodes, the show at justcoolenough.com is the email address that you need to send your questions, comments. Actually, no, I'm done with the fucking spiel. Send us fucking emails because it's good content and we like hearing from our listeners. All right.
So this commenting in the YouTube right now, and we're not paying attention.
Thank you for watching the show live listeners.
All
7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. This is
spelled. I just looked at the user. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, but it's not episode 254.
Oh, it's
episode 245.
Dude, that was okay. Yeah, I'm stupid and dumb. That was me totally being.
Well, what he's trying to say is, if we did all the shows that we were supposed to do by now, we didn't just keep skipping on, we'd be at 254.
I don't even see any comments in our YouTube channel.
We probably don't have any.
Oh, you got me all excited. All right, never mind. Thanks for not commenting, listeners.
But you know what? Fuck you, listeners. I was all excited, but now I'm doing me.
Yeah.
All right, emails.
Yes.
All right. This is from Noma the Dwarf Hunter, and he says, a serious question. Hey, JCE, I hope you guys are doing well. I just saw the heavy metal commentary, or the commentary with heavy metal, whatever. My question is, did you guys not like the movie at all?
I assume that was very clear that that we did not like it, especially me. I don't know about them because I talk over everyone, as we've demonstrated several times today.
Especially today.
Hey.
So what?
Well, now
Did you
you're
like
talking
it?
over us.
Oh. Now we're just scared to talk. I don't want to talk. Eric might talk over me. What is this? Huh. Anyway, I thought heavy metal sucked in its own special way. I mean, it was kind of like a so bad it's really bad kind of thing. I don't even think it's a so bad it's good, but I did watch it twice, so let it be known. But the part that I really didn't like about it, the whole time I'm watching it, I was thinking Eric watched this when he was like 7 years old. Like
10.
what the 10? What the fuck was your dad thinking? That's what I was
Bad
thinking.
parenting for 500,
What
please.
the fuck? Who would
My parents don't believe in censorship.
Okay, I understand that to a point, but this might be like, I think like this might explain like some of the fucked up stuff.
What is your biggest complaint? Because the movie has like 7 boobs total in it,
and they're not even nice.
Yeah, and
they're like
and
poorly animated.
They look god awful, and it's not nearly as violent as like fucking RoboCop, which I'm sure I saw 1,000
Before
times.
10.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? I just the whole time I was like, I wouldn't let a 10-year-old watch this. Because the animation's so shitty. Like, why would you expose your 10-year-old to this awful animation? That's how I felt.
I'll tell you.
It's not even the content; it's the animation. Jeez.
No, I watched it when I was 10, and I wasn't like, "This is awesome." I was like, "This is boring," which is the exact same feeling I have now. But
right,
you know, I was like, I'm gonna go watch fucking Pokemon or some shit.
What do the kids like to play? I don't know but it just seems like a really bad movie to show. Like, why not? Well, I would rather watch like The Land Before Time in that shitty animation before I watched
that in the theater when I was 6.
You know what? I was just having this discussion. We didn't Google it. I'm like, did The Land Before Time even come out in theater? Because all I remember it being on is VHS.
My aunt took me. My aunt took me to go see it.
So, Ike, did you like it?
Land Before Time? I liked
it. Heavy metal. But yeah, did you like Land Before Time also?
I'd rather talk about Land Before Time because it's less depressing, even though that one girl who voiced one of the dinosaurs was murdered by her father.
Yeah,
and the animation is better.
I thought Land Before Time, man, like that was a gut-wrenching movie at the start when his mom gets fucking capped by the volcano or whatever. And then I was like, oh, I knew a girl.
She wasn't capped by a volcano. She was eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Whatever. She died.
It's like the same thing.
It's totally the same. The volcano, Sharptooth's nickname was Volcano. Like I'm gonna figure out a way to be right about this, Eric.
So Joe, you're gonna have your dick cut off. Pick a sad part of one of the animated movies.
I think that's one of the sad. It's like the start of Land Before Time is almost as sad as when Mufasa falls into the caribou pit.
Yeah. Obviously, you've never seen Up, which is the most gut-wrenching of all fucking animated movies.
Our Up is like, that's gut-wrenching.
Because it gives just enough backstory. You're like, these kids are hilarious. Oh, they grow up to get married. Oh, they can't have a kid. Oh, one of them has cancer and fucking dies. Now that the old man's alone. Fuck. And this is like 3 minutes into the movie.
I know, like 5 minutes of Up is better than most blockbuster movies, and I always think of that. Like, I saw like
it has more character development than any Transformers movie.
Oh, I know, right? Like,
all of them combined.
I actually thought of that when I saw the last Transformers movie. I was like, Up. The first 3 minutes of Up was so much more fulfilling than this, and moving. Like, what a piece of shit movie. But if you compare every movie to the first couple minutes of Up, you're gonna have a bad time. Like, it's so good. I didn't enjoy Metal Slug or whatever. I like Metal Slug. I didn't like heavy metal.
Yeah.
And I felt sad for Eric's little brain being warped.
Okay.
The shitty
That,
animation.
it informed everything about who Eric is today. If he went back in time and took it away, Eric would be a completely different guy. His penis would be clean, and his hair would be parted the opposite direction. And he'd be out on dates, and he wouldn't even do this show.
We're hanging out with evil
I
Eric.
occasionally part it the opposite direction, but I've got like this cowlick so it gets awkward because it like goes this way but then up and it's fucking.
But it wouldn't be if you hadn't watched heavy metal. It would part
Yeah.
normally the other way.
No, but I'd be like fucking that's what my mom was like. Her big thing, like I had this friend Brandon whose parents were like super like, oh, we don't let him see rated R movie. He couldn't eat, like his dad got pissed that he watched RoboCop at my house. The kid was like the dirtiest fucking kid. We were like 10 or 11 and he had like fucking cutouts of Playboys and shit hidden in his closet, and I didn't give a shit. I wanted to play Mortal Kombat 2, but he wanted to look at pornography, and I was like, I don't care. But his parents were like,
Eric wouldn't be living with his mom, and he would be having a job right now if he hadn't watched.
Watching pornography.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of know what you're talking about because I wasn't even allowed to watch The Simpsons or like cross the street, and I rebelled pretty hard. And
that was last week. I mean, you can only imagine.
I rebelled
what it was like
pretty
when you were a
hard.
kid.
And then I realized like a lot of the things my mom, like these rules, I'm like, well, why though? And I just keep asking why until she broke down. I was like, just fucking do it, whatever. I'm done. So
Just stick your finger in the socket. Why?
Why?
Oh, fuck
Why?
it, just do it. I don't care.
You'll learn.
That happened to me. Not the socket thing.
The email continues a bit.
It does.
Oh, wow,
does.
okay.
It goes on and says, I thought Eric and Ike would love this movie, but probably not Joe because he's not a nerd.
What?
I personally loved the movie for its style and story. What are some other old school animations you enjoyed? Which I think we actually covered. Thank you, and please keep up the good work.
I like, there's a movie kind of similar to Heavy Metal without tits called Fire and Ice, which is all done through rotoscoping. It's not bad. It's like pretty decent old school fantasy movie, but all animated and shit, so it's good. I don't watch anything that's that old. I bought the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies on VHS, the animated ones. Those are kind of stupid, especially the second Lord of the Rings VHS, because it opens with this minstrel singing the song Frodo of the Nine Fingers and the Ring of Doom. Like, he just invented a song. Like, those books have enough songs. You didn't have to invent one, but okay.
I didn't like it.
Outworld. That was a good one.
Which one was that?
We're talking like early 90s, part animation, part live action.
Is that it's got Brad Pitt and...
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in forever. I kind of want to see that to see if it still holds up.
Wait, I don't think it was called The Outworld was part of it, but I don't think that was the title of the movie.
No, it was like... I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about because that was one of the movies like my friend Brandon really wanted to watch with me, but his dad wouldn't let him. I was like, sucks for you. I can watch it. I'm opening up IMDb right now. I gotta find that movie. Yeah, because it was like this cartoon animator who drew this sexy lady and then gets transported to his cartoon world and tries to have sex with his sexy lady in the cartoon world.
But he has to save the cartoon world too, or something like. Or wasn't it his friend who got sucked in? His friend made the cartoon world up, and then he walked in one day and somehow got sucked into the cartoon world.
Possibly. I don't know.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Cool World. It was Cool World.
Yeah.
1992's Cool World.
I wonder if that's on Netflix.
Cool World.
It wouldn't surprise me. It was not the best movie, but Cool World. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
What about All Dogs Go to Heaven? Seriously?
I haven't watched that since I was a child, so I don't remember.
Can't keep a good dog down.
Secret of Nim is a really good movie. I assume it's been forever. Again, a lot of it's been forever since I'm pretty sure Secret of Nim still holds up pretty well, but I don't know.
No, unfortunately, Cool World isn't available to stream, but you can get it on DVD.
Yeah, you can add it to your queue if you want.
Cool World, wow. I think I wanted to see that, but then I wasn't allowed.
I was like twice your age by the time that came out, so I could see it.
And this is why I'm so fucked up. Because I didn't see Cool World.
Because you missed it, yep.
I missed it. That's a lot of animated, like tits and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to watch this.
She's supposed to be like Kim Basinger. Or, no, she's played by Kim Basinger, but she's supposed to be like Marilyn Monroe, but sexy cartoon Marilyn Monroe.
Why? You know what? Cartoons, like sexy cartoons when I was a kid, that was wrong. I had a crush on the mom from Tailspin.
Yeah. I will say I watched
Like,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Airplane.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit still holds up. That's only kind of partially animated, so it's but it's so. I mean, I was watching that, and it's crazy when you think like even now, like without CG, I don't know how they pulled off a lot of the fucking shots they do, like with multiple like. There's this great shot where the scene where the detective Eddie is trying to hide Roger Rabbit from the weasels, and it's all this slapstick stuff where he's like in his collar and popping out at certain points and like popping out of the sink and all this, and it's like one shot for the most part, and it's like I don't know how they accomplished all of this.
Yeah, and they got the clothes to move too.
Yeah, they got everything to move. Like nowadays, it's super fucking easy. They just CG all that shit. He'd be wearing a green bodysuit and they'd add clothes on or some bullshit. But it fucking they just did it. It was just with like, spirit gum and fucking string.
Looking up pictures of that girl from Tailspin, the mom from Tailspin.
Like, I gotta go for 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, okay. So the animated character that I had a crush on was named. It was from Rescue Rangers. Her name was Gadget.
Gadget.
I'm
Gadget
like,
was
man,
great.
what a hottie.
She had the goggles.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that. That was a good show too, because she always had she had all these like cool mechanical stuff. So I'm like, do I like her brain or do I like her sexy mouse body?
Yeah.
That's gonna fuck you up, when you're a kid. I don't even know what kind of weird things that created in my head.
Yeah.
Tailspin cartoon. I don't remember the other person. Like
the mom from Tailspin. I don't know.
She wasn't even hot. Like that was like a MILF.
Yeah, that was like
she was an animated MILF.
I didn't. That's why when you said Tailspin, I was like, really?
I'm pretty sure she's not even like pretty. I just think there wasn't much on, and that's just Oh god. Anyway, Hollywood from Cool World. She's much more animated than the normal animated girls I was into when I was 10.
Yeah, I imagine I haven't watched it forever, but I imagine Cool World's gonna frustrate me because I think I remember from the thing. It's just like this whole the perfect woman. She's fucks me all the time. I just invented for a woman because women don't fuck me. All that horseshit. But maybe I'll think it's amazing. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'll have to watch it. I'll report back.
Report back, yeah. Report from the field.
Anyways, we have more emails. Unless you can think of any other cartoon characters you want to fuck.
No, I'm over it.
I don't think I did have any cartoon crushes. I mean,
Eric, you had to have at least one, right?
I'm sure.
He's like in Wayne's World when Garth's like, yeah. Did you ever think about Bugs Bunny when he dressed up as a girl bunny, and did you find that hot?
Wait, what was the Bugs Bunny from Space Jam? The girl Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, Lola Bunny. She
Lola
basically,
Bunny.
I was watching the Comedy Buttons commentary on Space Jam, and they said they made a good point that Lola Bunny invented furries basically. There weren't furries until that shit came out, and then that turned a switch in some people's heads, and then it was just fucking.
Joe just looked up Lola Bunny hentai. I'm sure that's what his god.
I just clicked on it, DeviantArt. I'm like, oh yeah, let me make this bigger. What the fuck, DeviantArt?
That's nothing. I was like, you said gadget, and I googled just to make sure, and one of the first things on the thing, I just typed in gadget, the word gadget. One of the first things is a picture of her bent over naked being fucked by 2 screwdrivers, and I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks Google. That's the third image.
No, you know what? That's not the images that pop up for me. I think your Google just knows you much better than Eric just wants to see cartoon characters get fucked.
No. See, it doesn't make any sense to me because I keep my cartoon characters fucking in porn on an incognito window, so that shit shouldn't be in my search optimization.
Listen, Eric, I'm just saying, I'm going to share my screen right here, and I typed in gadget, and I get some of this mouse stuff.
Yeah, you got it. You turn your camera off. Turn your
Oh
camera
my
off.
god! Oh my god! What the
You can
fuck,
see where
Google?
Joe's mind is, though. He's like all innocent, looking at all the tech stuff, and then all of this is the foreign last.
My baby! What? Take that out!
Great.
Ah.
Now we can't post this show.
Well, we can at least the audio part.
Yeah.
Ah. Just let's talk about something else.
You're like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Look at this. I don't see it.
I just see these cell phones. What are all these? This isn't.
I'm just an innocent boy, Eric. I'm not allowed to watch The
Not
Simpsons.
anymore.
Now you're a scared, sad man.
That's super sad. Well, you guys got to hear my childhood get ruined on air, so I'm glad I recorded that special moment. So at least we got that going for us.
I warned you. I said that's what it showed
That's
up.
like seeing your childhood crush get fucked. Like that's exactly what just happened to me. Everything's ruined. There's nothing sacred anymore. That's it.
On a quick tangent, well, I know that we attempted to play D&D a second time. Not attempted. We successfully played a second round of D&D with Eric in our GM. And I know that like last time I'd given my girlfriend shit for playing her character like chaotic evil, just stabbing everything. And now she won't let it go. She's like, see, the other two are doing it, and they're supposed to be neutral. They just go around fucking killing everyone.
That's not true.
For some backstory, basically, the first session we played.
No, go on, Eric. Go on.
Okay, I want to explain it for the listeners so that they understand the context of our conversation we're having. The first session we played, Amanda, Ike's girlfriend, played a rogue, and at one point they'd captured this goblin to try and get it information. He was tied up, and also Sarah, Joe's girlfriend, stripped him naked just to humiliate him. But he was willing to give them all the information they wanted, and Amanda killed it.
Wait, you didn't say the most important part, that Barnaby McFly was going to be friends with this goblin, and that goblin was going to be my goblin pet forever, and we were going to be besties.
You can. There might be opportunities for you to find another goblin pet if you want, but yeah, she killed it, and then was all high and mighty about it. And then later on in the campaign, I won't spoil it if you're ever going to run the Lost Mine of Fandeveler. But basically, in the hub town, Amanda fucked around with some bad guys and caused a villager's shop to be burned down, him to be killed, and his family to be kidnapped, and then a big fight in the middle of the night where all of our adventurers hadn't healed. And this was like, and it was all great from my perspective, but like the characters were angry. Then fast forward to the second session, which we did this weekend. Joe was. His character, being the lawful neutral guy he was, executed a bunch of criminals who had given up, arguably, and were like, please, I'll tell you anything you want.
Oh, fuck
but
no.
they were criminals. They were criminals. I said that, like, you played your case, and you were right. They were bad guys. They were part of a criminal organization, a gang that had been doing really bad things.
I don't understand why Amanda gets so shitty about. Yeah, why is Amanda so shitty about this? Because she's the one saying 2 rooms over, like, oh, we got to go kill the skeletons. Oh, we got to go kill everybody in here in order to wipe out all of the red brand people. Like, okay, let's fucking do it. Javelin throw at Dave. Like, that's what you do. You're fucking cleansing evil away. I'm a noble. I'm supposed to be protecting people.
So why are you killing people?
These people were criminals. And then the healer, fucking Ike, just walks right by like, oh yeah, I don't want to piss off my girlfriend. I don't like sleeping on the couch. And just walks right by. And so I had to kill him.
He didn't stop you, and he figured you had it, which you did. One of them, your girlfriend punched a magical hole through his chest in one roll, and the other had a javelin in his thigh and was running away. So he figured, you probably have this. It's not my fight.
Not to mention the fact that after picking up the PHB that night, and I read ahead of what, like, eventually clerics are supposed to, like, take an oath and then be like, I'm gonna uphold, something like good or whatever. And because you're playing pre-made characters, they've already pigeonholed me into what it is. So I read ahead in that one. It's like you're gonna have to like be honest and stick up for people.
I'll let you change that. Like you can totally change. I'm not like gonna force you to follow the pre-gen characters. You can change.
Because I was thinking Joe's just gonna go around stabbing everyone. I'm gonna have to eventually step in and be like,
you can totally be
you
can totally be a cleric of war or a cleric of power. There's your deity could be whatever you.
If these were just civilians, I wouldn't have done shit. These guys were part of a criminal organization, and they needed to get killed because they're fucking criminals.
I want to re-roll my character and make him lawful good.
I told you guys we could do that, or at least I told them because you took forever to show up with Amanda because her computers. But it says specifically in the starter set that at any point up until you reach level 5, you can change anything about your character. So we are free to re-roll.
Eric, I wanna have 1,000,000 gold rings.
No.
You said I could change anything.
Yeah, now that I have the PHB, I was gonna see if I could just re-roll my character and play a Drow Mage.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Oh, sweet.
I mean, yeah, I was totally for that. We won't have the party won't have a heal anymore. But
who's gonna fucking heal then?
Well, don't get stabbed, Joe. I mean, you do so much stabbing of other people who aren't fighting you.
You've got you can heal yourself at least once.
I know that, and I could use the other thing too.
Well, no, Joe stabs and kills unsuspecting drunk people who don't even.
He threw a javelin.
It was a combat advantage. That was the plan.
He threw a javelin at a guy who he'd been partying with for half an hour.
He's like, here, let's get to know each other. Stab.
Yeah, he also one of the other guys
framed right now. I'm being fucking railroaded by these assholes.
No, the first one you killed had been sliced across the stomach by Amanda, so he was hurt, and then burned nearly to death by magical fire from Ike. So he was barely hanging on. He was covered in blisters, bleeding out, and he was like, "Here, take these keys and unlock these prisoners. Just let me live." And you took the keys and then hit him in the face with an axe.
Because he's a fucking criminal. He's in the criminal base. This is like not even circumstantial evidence. It is empirical data. He's wearing the suit. He's holding our people hostage.
But you were wearing the suit. You were there wearing the suit. So how do we know you weren't criminals? How do you know these weren't other adventurers that broke in there to like infiltrate like you guys did?
No. They should have said something. Didn't do a good job at it. He didn't. None of these guys begged for mercy. They all died.
You didn't give him. One guy specifically did. In fact, two guys did.
No. Gary got killed really quick.
Yeah,
like
Dave,
went up to.
After you hit him with a javelin and he ran away, he said, "Oh God, just let me live. Please let me live."
Anybody would say that if somebody was swinging an axe at him. He still is a criminal.
Okay. Anyways, we still have one more email to read.
Let's see. This is.
Glad I got to clear the air on that one.
Yeah, well, it was all lies. So we have this email that says show ? So the last 2 weeks, no show. The fuck, guys. The actual fuck. But that's not the point. I have more pressing matters. It seems that Joe owns now more than 2 shirts. They're all fucking plaid. Like, come on, Joe. You're not a fucking lumberjack. Ike, I don't even know what to say about your hair. It's never the same. Maybe Joe should have taken advice from you, huh? Eric, what can I complain about with you? You're the one holding this shit engine together, so keep it up. If you can't do that, get a job or maybe a girlfriend.
Gross.
Guys, love the show.
Don't worry. I will not get a girlfriend. I'll tell you why. Because I'm going out tonight to play Dungeons and Dragons, and if I could just get it,
you're so close. I can see the book on your bed.
I'm not going for the book. I'm going for the backpack on the floor.
Okay, you could do it, Eric. I believe in you.
A binder with I've never played in it. I've never played in a shop before, but they're doing a game night, and I wasn't sure what kind of characters people would have. So I made a bunch of characters, and then I printed out all of their character sheets, and then I put them in these nice little plastic sheets.
Holy
so I keep track of them.
Wow, dude,
Holy
I can't even.
Plus a blank one just in case I need to roll one.
Of course. Excuse me, guys. I have my character sheet right here, and I got my dice ready. I'm ready to go.
I do a podcast.
I do have my dice ready.
Oh my god.
I do have my dice ready.
Sack of dice.
Yeah, because I don't wanna be left on the. I was like, excuse me, I brought a halfling rogue and also a half-elf bard because I figured that if I'd prefer the rogue, but if we needed someone more likely, it would be we lack a healer. But if we need a tank, I do have the stats for a half-orc barbarian on my phone.
Ready to go for you guys.
Fill out on this blank character sheet that I brought. Thank you.
How long have you been rehearsing that in the mirror, Eric?
I told you I took a shower. That's what I was doing in there.
Oh my god. You are really like on the path to become a dungeon, like a full-on dungeon master. I don't know. Is there like level 99? What's the max level?
I don't know. Right now in 5th edition it's 20.
I went to pick up the book from the nerd store. Now the local nerd store I usually play at closed like months ago. So I go across town to get to the other nerd store called the Game King. I've never been to this place. I'd only heard about it the night
they serve chicken nuggets there too.
Maybe. So I call up the place. They say they have one. I go pick it up, but to get there, I've never been there before. It's literally on the other side of the town I live in. And I get over there and I turn down the street that is like there are no street lights. There's like abandoned factory buildings. I'm driving down trying to find this place, and I do find it, but I'm afraid that I'm gonna get mugged. And then I knock on the door, and there's like a pit bull like barking on the inside. And I felt like I needed to say the secret word to get in the door because it was like
you just slam the door opens, and it's just like, what's the password?
They were there playing Magic, and they gave me the book. And they're like, yes, if you want the other books, they'll be out soon. I'm like, yeah. Going back to my car, I was like tightly holding the book because I was afraid maybe I'd get jumped by like nerds.
Give me your D&D book, nerd. I love half elves. Fuck you. Wham! And then you get clocked in the face, but like he does a sleep spell on you or something.
Exactly.
Oh man, now I have to sleep for 2 turns. You rolled the fucking 10. So then you just gotta sit there and let him take your fucking nerd book.
Alright guys, roll for attack. They pull out slingshots and just start firing dice at you. You're like, ow, quit it!
Getting mugged outside of the store. Are you serious? You held it tight like somebody's gonna fucking take your shitty book?
Well, I mean, I was only like 15 feet from my car, so it was a quick run.
Damn, dude.
But I was out of breath by the time I got there.
I went to a different game shop with a friend of the show, Kyle McCarley. We had a board game night last weekend, or no, it was Monday. And he was like, yeah, we're going to go to a game store and buy a new one. And we browsed a while, and we picked up King of Tokyo, which was great. We only played it once, but I was like, yeah, that one's fun. We should get that one. But then, like, as we were ready to check out, the guy was like, hey, you should try Ultimate Werewolf One Night. It's apparently called One Night Ultimate Werewolf. It was insane. We played it for 3 fucking hours. It's a really simple card game. It takes like 5 or 10 minutes to play. We just kept replaying it. It's fucking crazy. It's the same.
Find the werewolf in the town or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Mafia, that card game that you play with. But with werewolves, and it's just so fucking crazy. And it comes with like you can download a free app, so nobody has to be the moderator. So we played it all night. Like we bought that and we're like, we'll try this because it'll take 10 minutes. And then we played it for 3 hours.
So not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And this is what after Sarah and I got off of the stream, to go to bed. I turned around. I'm like, did we just have a really good time playing Dungeons and Dragons? She's like, I think we did. I'm like, fuck. Now this is gonna be a thing, isn't it? I'm like, oh man. I'm just going so fucking far down the nerd hole. It makes me.
I was really happy.
After you killed those people, Joe, in that room, and I just walked away. I'm like, you know what? This is the type of game I think they're gonna have most fun with. So I'm gonna walk away, and I'm like, maybe I can re-roll my character, and we can all be douchebags and kill everything together. We'll just shift our alignment to evil and play an evil game.
I don't want to be evil. I'm being lawful. I'm like,
you're not being lawful. You're far from lawful.
What are you talking about?
You might be like lawful.
My version of lawful. How is that evil?
Because they didn't do anything wrong. Two random guys who might belong to a gang, but
dude, Gary and John, the two dudes I murdered in cold blood.
Gary and Dave. John's further in the dungeon. We haven't gotten to John yet.
All right. So you're telling me that you've never told somebody in your entire life some false story to make yourself look cool and
well,
like
then he deserves to die because he's a fucking liar. That's evil right there. He's a fucking evil ass liar. So then we should kill him.
But you don't know he was lying. But you don't know he wasn't.
You
lying.
could have rolled insight to see if he was lying or not.
I didn't have time. I had the sneak attack advantage.
Wait to find out if I should kill people. I ain't got time for that.
Can I sneak attack a roll like of perception?
Well, you can't. I mean, you don't have sneak attack. You can get surprise rounds. Amanda has sneak attack. She could fuck people up.
That's what I thought. She was gonna slit this dude's neck, and she didn't. I'm like, you let me down. No, she was the one who wanted to clear out the whole dungeon.
No, actually, I was the one who suggested we should clear the whole dungeon.
Right, and then you both pussied out on me. I'm like, what? I'm sitting there with my axe. I'm like, Sarah, please back
poor
me
guy,
up.
you already buried that javelin in his leg. I just couldn't bear to see it. I realized that I actually checked.
No, you don't got the stomach to become an adventurer.
Oh, you wait, Joe. I'm gonna roll a new character and I'm gonna kill everyone in the party instead.
I'm not trying to be evil. If we were in a town, I wouldn't be sitting there raping civilians and cleaving women in half. Like, it's not gonna happen.
At the same time, he's raping the women he is cleaving in half.
That would be fucking evil. I roll for.
You just change your name to the Mountain, and now you're.
I want to squash the eyes out with my thumbs. What's the move for that, Eric? What would I have?
You would have to probably grapple first.
Okay.
Which is just a strength check versus or athletics check versus his acrobatics, or his also. But anyway.
Can't you do strength? Because my guy's strong.
Just do the eyeball thing with sockets.
Well, your athletics is part of strength. It's a strength.
Oh, good. Okay.
Thing, and if you're proficient,
you could bet your ass before this campaign is out, somebody's eyes are going to be gone.
You can try. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow me on Twitter by going to @Duncor, DUNCOR. It's been so long, I forgot we need to stop talking about all this horse shit and start plugging each other.
Oh, yeah!
I almost forgot. My plug for this week is a podcast that's fairly new from Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook, people who used to do the Destructoid podcast, and they used to do, what was their last one? I forgot, the Something Gestures. It was hilarious. I mean, their new podcast, Fish Shark Marketing, is so great because it's just 30 to 45 minutes of them improvising as sort of this like marketing campaign or marketing department for various things like Dean Cain and Val Kilmer and stuff like that and raccoons, and it's really good. You should totally check it out. It's fistshark.com or just fistshark.
Confused with fistingsharks.com. That's whole. You don't want to go there.
It's an organization committed to fisting sharks.
Yeah.
It's raising shark awareness. It's the Fisting Sharks Challenge.
Yeah. It's you punch your friends in the face to raise awareness for sharks that have fists on their heads. Anyway, that's my plug.
No, you have to fist a shark to raise awareness for diving into oceans at 2 a.m.
You have to fist a shark to raise awareness for the dying of the coral reef.
It's the only way. Send in emails to the show's email address. It is theshow@justcoolenough.com. Let us know what crazy things you could fist to save the coral reef.
Please don't.
And as always, I want to thank the podcast provider, ShoutEngine.com. We are doing so good over there. lot of people creating podcasts. Even a listener created a podcast. Maybe I'll listen to it and plug it if it's good. Also, iTunes reviews.
This horse shit.
We haven't gotten an iTunes review in a while, and if you already have done an iTunes review, or you actually are still listening to the show at this point, why not just tell somebody about it and be like, hey, I listened to this embarrassing show. I don't want you to judge me or anything, but it would be really cool if you could, and then you could just stop talking because they've probably stopped listening. But share it with your friends and stuff. I just want to build the show up, because when I was at the comic thing with the nerd thing, I was like, I miss going to these. I miss going to these and hanging out with my friends, and so let's build this up so we could do something cool. Also, we have
Joe never went to them before. He said it earlier, and he doesn't have friends.
Yeah.
True. Also, we played Magica.
Oh yeah, we were decided to play video games together apropos of nothing, and I decided to record it. So if you go to our YouTube channel or just the front page of our website, justcoolenough.com, you can see us playing Magica, which is a game that makes you hate your friends.
If you didn't already, I'd say we play Magica.
That is. It was really fun. I had so much fun hating you guys, but I know you guys had even more fun hating me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna plug Malfax, Malifaux. Malfax. It's a miniature game that I'm gonna start playing. I got introduced to it to some of my friends today. It's pretty cool. Kind of on the expensive side, but if you have a few bucks to throw that way and you want a cool miniature game to play with your friends, check out Malfax. Their website for buying stuff might be down right now, but I got to tell you, you can probably find it cheaper on Amazon if you find the sets of miniatures you like to use. Go there.
I want to do a games night, more games together. We've been having fun. We've been playing Magica and D&D. It's like we're real family guys.
Yeah, it's like we actually like each other, which we don't. Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter at Duncor, DUNCOR, or Mostly Shit on Instagram.
We stay together because it's so lucrative to podcast each week. Thanks for all the sweet donations, listeners. You can follow me on Twitter at Speedyf40, SPEEDYF40.
You can follow me on Instagram. We'll go with that Ike_Dodge, because I don't like Twitter.
Oh, good ending, Ike.
All right,
I watched a really embarrassing ALS challenge thing from a kid from my high school that I'm gonna bitch real quick before we shut out the show. He's wearing like a shirt like he went to this college, but he didn't go to the college. It's called U of M. It's kind of a big deal around here. And he's like, I'm gonna challenge all these people. Drank a beer, but you could tell he like tried to chug it and he did it all slow, and then he spit out the beer and then dumped ice on his head. I think that's the lowest the ice bucket challenge could possibly get. Don't do it anymore. Just donate money to homeless people or something.
Anyways, that's the show for this week. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. Hopefully we'll do more of these and not take 7 weeks off or whatever the fuck happened.
It was the mid-season finale 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was sweep. Now it's sweeps. It's where we get really good.
Hey, I was so mad. I was so mad at Ike and Eric. As soon as one of my phones came back to life, I was like, fuck you guys for not doing a show and not telling the listeners. What the fuck is wrong with you? And Eric's like, oh, I'm just a little baby. I tried to do a show, but then my little stinking baby dick. Something. And then Ike's like, I was doing busy things.
Fuck you guys. Go away.